What's up, everybody? Renfail here, back again for another Baldur's Gate 3 quick tip where we dive into our favorite CRPG from Larian Studios and uncover all the little things that help make the game fun and cover all the little things that folks who might be new to the game or new to Dungeons and Dragons don't know. So, without further ado, let's dive into the episode. All right, here's one of my favorites, and I made this mistake on a live stream in early access, and everybody laughed at me because I did not know what was going on. So, proficiencies are important, everybody, because if you're not proficient with something, it can definitely impact your character in a very detrimental way. So, I'm a caster, and you'll see on the bottom here, I've got all of my spells in my hotbar, and in my inventory, I have this Grim Skull Helm, which is heavy armor. Now, it tells me that my character is not proficient with heavy armor, but that does not mean that I am restricted from putting this helmet on. Now, one of the mistakes I made in early access before I understood that I was allowed to equip everything in the game was that I didn't understand what proficiencies mean. What proficiencies mean is that if you're proficient with something and you wear that item, then you could do everything that your class would normally be able to do while you're wearing that piece of equipment. But if you equip something that you are not proficient in, and yes, you can do that, watch what happens to my spells in the hotbar below. They immediately get grayed out. And the reason they get grayed out is because I am wearing a piece of armor that I am not proficient with, which means now I can no longer cast spells because they are being blocked by that piece of gear that I just put on. So it's very important anytime you come across weapons or armor or things in the game that you can equip, make sure to hover over them and see whether or not you are proficient with that item before you equip it, because if you're not, you won't be able to cast your spells. You won't be able to do certain things that you won't be able to use a lot of your class abilities, essentially. Now, a lot of things like rings, it might not matter. It'll tell you when you hover over whether or not you have a proficiency block in place. Now, all of these things, I don't have any issues, but this one, as an example, Merculate Scourge, I can totally equip this as a melee weapon. I can totally do that. Now, in this case, you'll notice that it didn't block my spells. But in the case of weapons, it might not necessarily block your spells, but I won't be able to use these abilities during combat that other characters might be able to. So if I look at Concussive Smash as an example, it says requires proficiency with flails or martial weapons. So that's something to keep in mind, is that the proficiencies with armor and weapons are very important, because if you have something equipped, you can hover over this. It says can't cast spells, not proficient with equipped helmet. Very, very important to understand. So make sure you always pay attention to the proficiencies your character has. Understand that you might not want to equip all the things you're getting in the game, because those items might impact your character in a detrimental way. Well, there you have it, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed today's quick tip for Baldur's Gate 3. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. We are live every day at 11 a.m. Central. Don't forget the Discord. Links are down below. Support with memberships if you can. We'll see everybody in the next episode. Until then, stay safe and happy gaming.